Trick or treat. It was just the most bizarre thing I've ever been through in my life. I'm a city girl, not an easy girl. I couldn't breathe. Like, who thinks like that? What? Flames. His car was in flames. Yeah.
3, 2.
Pod with Meg. Alright. Oh my gosh. Happy spooky season, everyone. Hey. Hey everyone, it's Meghane Lex and welcome to my channel. If you're back, you're a nutmeg, and if you're new, unfortunately, you're just a nut. Alright everyone. Ooh, let me put on my Halloween socks. I have these Halloween socks. They say trick or treat on the bottom, and I have to put them on for this video. Boom, 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 boom. Treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. We love tricks and we love treats, if you know what I mean. And in the spirit of Halloween, today's episode is going to be dating horror stories. I know, it's crazy. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. That's me right there. Hey, that's me right there. All right. And I'm kind of in a rush as per usual. So we're going to be very speedy with these dating horror stories. And yeah, is this focus? All right. So. I'm going to be going from least worst to worst. And yeah, I don't know how many I have written down. 7. I tried to get up to 10, but maybe I'll think of some as I go. And yeah, let's get into it. All right. So the first story I'm gonna say, this was a while ago, like probably 2 or 3 years ago. I was on a date with this guy and he seemed, very cutesy, very normal at first. I thought he was a normal guy. Like, he looked put together. He had a nice car. I can't remember what kind of car it was. I think it was a Tesla. It was red, I remember. Or it was one of those Chargers, like those like Chevys, you know what I mean? Like those cars that a lot of boys have, you know what I'm talking about? But anywho, so I was on a date with this guy. Let's call him Mr. Tickles because he was Mr. Tickles. So I was on a date with this guy, right? And we're watching a movie. I can't remember which one. Clearly this guy wasn't that memorable, but we did go to Katana? No, we didn't go. It was Kataya. It was a good sushi place in Hollywood. So he had good taste. But tell me why we had like a 1 drink cap. And he wanted to share like everything. Like, no. Not to sound high maintenance, but what do you mean a 1 drink cap? Is this Love Island? Are we on a reality show and we can't be seen looking too drunk? Like, excuse me, I need at least 2 limit. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a young girl. I'm a 2 drink limit. I want to have fun. No. So that was kind of annoying. And then he wanted to share like an appetizer and the main meal. And I think we got like a fish and we shared a sushi, which is like fine. But when you're going on a date with someone, so you try not to eat too much that day because you want to have space for dinner. That was kind of me that day. So I was hungry. I was a hungry girl. I've been a hungry girl. I've been a hungry girl. But yeah, I was a hungry girl that night. So the fact that we basically had to eat for 1 and share that as 2 people. If you guys know this restaurant, Kataya, I'll write the name in here. It's not Katana, but it's like Kataya. Kataya? Takaya? I don't know why I can't remember anything right now. But it's a sushi restaurant. And sushi food it's light. It's light food. So I was pretty hungry. Yeah, that was dinner. The conversation was fine for dinner. When you talk to someone and you could just kind of tell that long term it's not really going to work out. I was already kind of getting those vibes at dinner as I was talking to him. Like, I just felt like, I don't know, I'm a very specific individual. I'm cute and complicated and slightly crazy. So it takes a lot to, get me excited, to get me mentally stimulated. And this guy just wasn't doing that for me. And no shame in that. It was fine. So then afterwards, we watched the movie. It was still pretty early in the night. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't have to be up too early tomorrow. It was a weekend. Yeah, we're watching this movie. And then out of nowhere, he starts tickling me. Yes, this man started to tickle me for no reason. I was like, why is this happening right now? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. I couldn't breathe. Like, I don't know if this was his ploy to get me to like stop breathing or try to kill me. But that's what it felt like. I could not breathe. This guy was tickling me so hard and it was crazy. I immediately left after that and I never saw that guy or spoke to him ever again. Actually, I might have ran into him one more time, but yeah, it was very scary. It was just the most bizarre thing I've ever been through in my life. And, you know, after the one drink, after sharing everything, the tickles, that was like, it just couldn't get worse after that. It literally couldn't get worse. So I left and I was like, oh yeah, actually, matter of fact, I have to be up early tomorrow. So a dating horror story for sure. He's definitely on the list of horrific dating stories. Horrific. Yeah, Mr. Tickles, no, why would you do that? I just don't know why he would do that. So crazy. The next story I have is, this was back in like high school or like back home in Maryland. I love how I'm like giving the details. I'm literally taking away like the mystery. But this was a while ago. I'm such a detailed storyteller that I make it so hard for my stories to be mysterious because I just love giving out details. Yeah, I was on a date with this guy and we were at a diner, a cutesy diner. So me and this guy were talking, you know, he had been crushing on me for a while. So I was like, you know what, I'll grace you with my presence. I'll bless you with the date with me. And so we were at this diner and I think I was eating sweet potato fries, you know, enjoying my food, my milkshake. At the time I had, what the heck? At the time, I had a huge obsession with sweet potato fries. I don't know why I'm including this detail, but it's relevant. It was the best part about that date. But yeah, I'm eating my fries, you know, talking to him, you know, we're having conversation. And then out of nowhere, like we weren't even talking about anything remotely similar to this, but out of nowhere, this guy says, and I quote,
you know, if it really came down to it, I would do gay porn.
You know, if it really came down to it, I would do gay porn. I'm sorry, what? Let me repeat what he said. This guy said, and I quote, yeah, if it really came down to it, I would do gay porn. Excuse me? Come again? I beg your finest pardon. And nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But are you sure you want to be on a date with me right now? Because, I don't know where it came from because we weren't even talking about any of that. I'm a good Christian girl, you know, sometimes. My innocent ears were just so confused by why he was talking about one, porn, or let's call it corn. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't get, you know, in trouble for saying the P word, but let's call it corn. I don't know why he was talking about corn in the first place or being a corn star with another dude. Yeah, I had no idea where he came from. And after that, like, he tried to continue on the conversation, but all I was thinking about after that was him doing that. And I hope if that's what he wants to do, that he's pursuing that. And yeah, that was very interesting. A very, very interesting thing. All right, my next dating horror story. This one is kind of like minuscule, but I was on a date with this guy and he was, you know, he was cutesy. He looked like a tatted, beautiful, very cute, very, you know, he was doing it for me. Aesthetically, he was doing it for me. The tattoos, he was a little bit exotic. He was from Costa Rica, you know, he was doing the damn thing. But on the date, let's call this guy Mr. Y, because after everything I said, he was like, why? Why? And he even said, you know what? Literally, he said this. You know how sometimes older guys love to mansplain everything? This guy was one of those guys. And he literally told me, he was like, I'm going to ask you something. And you're not allowed to say, I don't know. You have to explain why. Huh? F Mr. Right, Mr. Right Now. You're Mr. Y? Mr. Y? Like, why do I have to say, why? Why? Literally, why? Every time he asked me a question, I was literally, legally unable to say I don't know or anything. Like, he made me... It was slightly ridiculous. I don't know why he was making me do all of that. It was kind of annoying. And it was also a little bit almost patronizing. Like, what do you mean I'm forced to answer these questions? And he said that me saying I don't know was lazy, which I can see that, but I'm also just like, I'm not one to hold my tongue. I can dish it as much as I can take it. I have no issue ever holding my tongue. So for that guy to make it seem like I was lazy saying I don't know, maybe I was bored and not lazy. Yeah, Mr. Y, it was so annoying. I was mentally exhausted after that date. We also ate stew, and I'm not a huge stew girl unless it's like a nice, like, spicy chicken stew. But it was a good restaurant. It was like a world famous Korean restaurant. Like Leonardo DiCaprio apparently ate there, then it became known everywhere. It was a cutesy dinner. But Mr. Y, that was a little bit horrifying because I felt like I had no choice but to answer all his questions that I didn't feel like answering. Why? Literally why? My next horror story, this one is so... Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain this in the best way I can. It was so ridiculous, so just wild. It was like a multi-week thing. So this was probably last year, probably around October. No, it was around December, I think. But so basically, me and my friend went out to this club, young single girls having fun. Keyword single. I was a single girl, so, I'm doing me and my friends are at the club. And that night, it was a really stressful week. I was going through some stuff. I was stressed that day. It was a stressful week. A lot had been going on in my life, and you know what? I want to get a little bit loose. So me and my friends go out. We decide to, have a fun night, and I get lit. And I'm never a messy drunk. Like, that's one thing about me. I'm never messy. I'm always put together. Like, my friends can never tell when I'm like tipsy or anything. They're just like, oh, you're just extra in a good mood, but you're always like that. You're always having fun, like blah, blah, blah. So my friends could never tell when I'm like drunk or anything, which I love that about me. I'm very blessed that I can contain myself when I get drunk or I'm drinking. I never act too crazy or none of that. This night though, I guess I was acting a little cray-cray because so me and my friends are dancing at the club, having a fun time. And then we meet these Australian cuties. Literally, they're so nice, so fun. And apparently they had like a huge group of girls in their section. But then when me and my friend came, like they kind of told all the girls to leave. And like, we're dancing with them, blah, blah, blah. Me and Australian boy, we share a kiss, whatever. Apparently I'm twerking on him. Literally crazy, crazy, crazy. And this was probably the first time I like blacked out in forever. Like I probably had blacked out like 3 times in my life. One time in high school and another time at a concert in high school. And this time, like in college, I did not go to a single college party, maybe one. I just was not a partier in college. Like I was really all about like finding my place in LA, like finding jobs, working. Like I was not into the party scene in college. And so yeah, that night I got super wasted, could not believe it. And so yeah, we hang out with these guys and the next day we go to brunch with them and then I was like, wait, how did we meet you guys again? And they're like, wait, what? You don't remember meeting us? And I'm like, wait, no. And they're like, wait, how drunk were you? And I'm like, I guess pretty drunk. And then the guy was like, oh yeah, when you were dancing on me and like everything, like you kept on saying like, oh my gosh, my ex is here. Oh my gosh, my ex is here. And I was like, wait, what ex? Like, cause as far as I know, not to be dark, my last 2 exes passed away, and the last guy I was talking to, he wasn't, and you'll hear about him later, he wasn't really my ex. We're just like hanging out. So I was like, I doubt I'd call him my ex. And then there was another guy I met, but it was like, we met and hung out briefly, and I was like, was it him? Like I literally did not know who my ex was that I was talking about. I'm like, who could it be? There's only 2 guys that I'd recently, kind of like talked to or like kind of formed a connection with that could have been the mystery ex I was talking about. And I just could not remember. I literally was like, what? Who was I talking about? And then I remember the next day after that night, I felt so guilty, like crazy guilty. And so I was like, wait, what? Who was I talking about? And they're like, yeah, you kept on saying that. Like I was scared. Like I literally scared the poor Aussie boy because I was saying that my ex was in the club. So for a while, I just had no idea who I was talking about. So a few weeks later, me and my friend were at this party and my other friend, Pierre, is there too. Hey, Pierre, if you're watching. And so me and my friend are talking, and then Pierre's like, oh, we're talking about our mullet guy. Oh my god. Those nicknames are so obvious, so I'm gonna have to bleep that out. And then I was like, wait, how do you know about them? And he was like, well, I've seen you with guy a lot, and you were making out with mullet guy all night. And then all of a sudden you just walked away and go to like the table of Aussies. And I was like, what? And so I found out 2 weeks later who I was talking about. And it all made sense. And the fact that my friend Pierre was there that night and I didn't remember really, it was insane. So yeah, basically I was being messy as when I was blacked out that night. And it took me 2 weeks to connect all the dots. It was insane. And these guys were at Chris Brown's house for the weekend. I personally am not a huge Chris Brown fan. So ew. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 was drinking too much. Mistake number 3 was keep your mouth in your, like, what? Keep, like, oh my gosh. It was so crazy. I couldn't believe how the events just became all crazied out like that. It was insane. Literally, it took me so long to connect the dots. And yeah, like the poor guy, it was a very crazy, crazy experience. But it was so much fun. And it's so funny because that guy who saw me make out with the Australian guy, he decided to give me my karma and make out with the girl in front of me at another party, like the next time I saw him. Yeah! And it was so, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. Yeah, that was a crazy night. I hope I explained that right, because there's a lot of moving parts in that story, but yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy story, so I'm gonna give another more simple story. One time I was on a date with this guy. We were at like one of my favorite places in Santa Monica. It's such a nice, demure, cutesy restaurant. The food is so good. And so one night me and this guy were on a date there, and the food's taking like a little bit longer. Like the service isn't as good that night, which is fine. I think it was like a Sunday, or a Saturday. It was one of those days. Yeah, the food was taking a bit of a minute and the service was all right. And so this guy is like, oh my gosh, the waiter's being so annoying. Like he's not like paying attention to us. Like what the heck? And I'm like, yeah, like I know he's not really giving us that much attention. Like it's okay though, whatever. And then he's like, oh, should I throw a knife at him to get his attention? What? You want to do what? Huh? This guy literally says, should I throw a knife at him to get his attention? I was scared. Somebody call 911. What the heck?
What's wrong with you?
That was just so bizarre. I could not believe that guy even thought that was okay to say or even think. Like, what the heck? And yeah, lady boner gone. I was so scared after that.
Lady boner gone.
I was just it was so hard for me to be turned on by this man, because why would you say such a thing? Like, that's so scary. Like, who thinks like that? What? Huh? That was terrifying. I was very turned off by that. I was very scared. It was just weird, very bizarre. I don't know what he was thinking. He scared the hose with that one. Very not demure, very not mindful, very scary. Oh, another dating horror story. So one time, me and this guy are cuddling. We had gone to Universal Studios earlier that day. You know, we're cuddling. Everything's good. And he gets a phone call from his ex-girlfriend. I don't know who. Someone that's important enough for him to tell me as she's calling, shh. This girl starts calling this guy and he's like, shh, shh. Shh. Are you shushing me? Excuse me? Were you silent or were you silenced? That's what that was giving.
I was silent. Were you silent or were you silenced? The latter.
I was silent and silenced. Truly. I couldn't believe it. So this girl calls him and she's like, let's call him TJ. She's like, TJ, I think my Twitter got deleted. Can you please check for me? And he does it! He literally stops and does it. And I'm just there like, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Speechless. Well, silent and speechless. I could not believe it. And after that, I immediately left. Never saw that guy ever again. Thank goodness. And it's so funny because he was trying to impress me because he was friends with Tuzi. And he's actually a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber and basketball player. So it's so funny. But yeah. So you already know he thought he was the shit. Boy, you're not even the fart, first of all. But I could not believe it. I've never been through anything like that in my life. I've never been shushed like that. Excuse me? Lady... Oh my gosh. Sorry, that's my alarm for Pilates. Sorry, I have Pilates in 20 minutes, guys. But yeah, I was silent in silence. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe he did that. Like, how dare you? How dare you? Excuse me? I beg your finest pardon. Hello. Rude as Oh, another dating horror story is one time me and my friends, we were on the way to a party. And so my guy friend who invited me to the party, he's driving me and my friend, and then one of his friends is in the front seat. And she's complaining about this guy. I don't know, basically like ghosted her or whatever, and then stopped ghosting her. It was very interesting. But the girl was very annoying, so I wasn't really trying to listen to her. I'm not gonna lie. She was one of those girls that just had a really annoying personality. She talked way too much, not demure, not mindful, and very annoying. And so afterwards we were at this party, and I at the time had like lost my voice because it was around New Year's, you know, New Year's bender was going a little crazy. And so the party had a little in-house bar. I was trying to ask the bartender for some water, but I couldn't really talk. So I asked the girl, I'm like, she's like, oh, do you want to drink anything? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to get some water. I'm like, my voice hurts. I don't think she can hear me. And then this little girl goes, excuse me! Excuse me! My friend needs a drink right now! And I'm like, girl, calm down. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's fine. Just think that type of person. This was the energy that girl was giving. And so I get the water. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I run away because she's kind of scaring me. And then I see her again in line for the bathroom. And so I remembered on the way to the party, she was talking about this guy. So she's asking me, she's like, oh, do you know any of the guys here? And I actually did know a guy that I had recently like met, but like So we met and he was trying to hook up and I was not trying to hook up with him. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm not easy. Let's just part ways, like whatever. But me and this guy did have a good connection. So I was kind of like, I don't know, like I knew it was unfinished business, but I wasn't gonna, that guy wanted a thought and I was not gonna be a thought for him. So that guy was at the party, but I didn't want her to know that he was there or that I knew him. I wasn't trying to claim this man, you know what I mean? So then when I see her in line again and she's like, oh, do you know anyone here? I look at the guy and I'm like, oh, no, I don't. Is your guy here, the guy you were talking about? And then she's like, yeah, he's the one standing by the bathroom. I look over. It's the same guy I was not trying to claim. Yup. So I was like, what? I go and find my other friend. I'm like, girl, guess what I just heard? She's like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Because literally, what are the odds? Like, LA is one of the biggest cities, but still one of the smallest towns. It's so crazy. So when she said that, I was like, got it. Literally, like, internally freaking out, but, you know, trying to keep my poker face on. So then I see that guy again, like, minutes later, and he's, like, touching my belly button, trying to talk to me. I know, so random that he went for my belly button. But, you know, that's what I mean. Like, we had a cute connection. And he's like, oh, like, cute outfit. I couldn't tell it was you because I was wearing, like, this blue hat. I'm gonna insert a picture of what I was wearing, like, right here. He's like, oh, I didn't realize it was you with, like, all the blueness and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, do I look good? He's like, he's trying not to give me a compliment because I had just rejected him, haha. So he was like, yeah, it's very blue. So then, and this is the same guy who I was calling my ex when I made out with the Aussie guy in front of him after I made out with him. Same guy. And then he's like asking about my favorite color. You know, we're having a cutesy little chat and some guy whispers in his ear and he walks away smiling at me with some Joker smile. And so what does he do? He tries to give me my karma and he starts making out with this girl in front of me, you know, trying to get his lick back after I made out with the Aussie guy in front of him. So I'm like, okay, bet. So then I go outside and this guy who I had recently been talking to, he texts me, he's like, where you at? And so I didn't respond because I was like, there's already a lot going on tonight. 5 or 10 minutes later, this guy walks into the party. So I have my ex is here guy and this guy who I was talking to before my ex is here guy, and my ex is here guy actually helped me get over this guy. Let's call him MGM. And if you guys know rappers, his name is very similar to a rapper's name. This is so obvious, but yeah, let's call him MGM because I can't think of anything else right now. So MGM is there and the guy who I called my ex there. So both these guys are at this party. Well, MGM is so obvious. Let's just call him... yeah, let's just call him MGM. So yeah, so both these guys are here at the party and I'm just like... yup. And the thing is though, I'm so picky when it comes to guys. The fact that 2 guys that I kind of have a connection with are at the same party is so crazy and insane. I ended up just choosing neither of them because I basically found out the guy I thought I liked is a whore. And this guy, I was kind of just getting over him. He's so messy. And this is the thing about these guys. They hate rejection. So I meet this guy, MGM guy, a year ago around my birthday, probably September, and this party was like December. So I meet him like early September and this guy's trying to hook up with me like the first night. Ew, do you know who the I am? Do you know who I am? That's never gonna happen. Never in a million years. So I meet this guy and he's like, he's my emo prince, you know, tattoos, Lil Peep-esque, and you guys know how much I love Lil Peep. And he even liked Lil Peep too. He was giving fall emo boy energy and I love that. So yeah, me and this guy are vibing and me and my friend are at his house, like, you know, we're all just chilling and, you know, he's trying to like hook up and I'm like, no, like I am not some sleazy, easy breezy, beautiful, yes, but not sleazy and easy, never that. So this guy's like upset that I'm not trying to hook up with him. And so me and my friends leave his house, we go home because, you know, I'm a city girl, not an easy girl. So I'm not like trying to hook up with this guy. He gets mad. He's like, I just want to see you. Can you please come over? Blah, blah, blah. I go over to his house, but I'm so stressed about my podcast that I literally just can't I just can't focus on anything else. So I'm like, you know what? Like, this is not a good time for me right now. Like, I'm so busy with my podcast stuff. Like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm so sorry. So then this guy blocks me. This guy blocks me for 2 months.
He blocked me. What a loser.
I didn't like him that much at first, but the fact that he blocked me, this must be my fearful avoidant attachment style, but the fact that he blocked me, I was kind of like, you blocked me? Like, what? Excuse me? Couldn't believe it. So this guy has me blocked for 2 months, and in those 2 months I am still thinking about him because, you know, like, You sang Lil Peep in my ear. You're my emo prince. It was like 48 hours, less than a week, but you know, he still made a fine impression. Like, if you're gonna sing Lil Peep in my ears, like, those are grounds for marriage, you know what I mean? So this guy has me blocked for 2 months. He finally unblocks me, and the thing is, I was literally on my way out. Me and my friends were gonna go to the club. Like, I was kind of like, you know, it can get boring as so I was like, you know what? Yeah, you blocked me, but let me just, like, let's hang out, whatever. Like, I missed you. You obviously missed me, so let's just hang out. So me and this guy ended up hanging out. We're chilling at his house, and when I tell you this guy had a trap house, like, mattress on the floor. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I was down bad. I used to be down bad, but now I'm okay. Like, I was down bad back then. But yeah, I was so down bad for this guy. I couldn't even believe, like, after he blocked me, I was like just ready to go hang out with him again. But he got lucky with that one. So I go over to his place and hang out, and we're vibing, we're hanging out, and then we're like sitting there. I'm like, are you gonna apologize for blocking me for no reason because I rejected you? He was like, you know what, I'm so ring. He's about to apologize. Literally, it was like straight out of a movie. His phone goes off. Hello? It's his neighbor. Hey, your car is on fire. Huh? Yeah, someone set your car on fire. This man's ex-girlfriend set this man's car on fire. Flames. His car was in flames. His car was in flames. His car was in flames. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. This guy blocked me for 2 months. The day he unblocks me and we reconcile. The day he unblocks me and we reconcile, we kiss and make up, everything's good. He gets a phone call mid-apology. Your ex set your car on fire, sir. Your car is on fire in the streets. This guy runs out. I'm there like kind of tipsy and confused because me and my friends were pre-gaming for the club before that. Huh? Your ex-girlfriend set your car on fire because she knew that you were with another girl, and that girl was me? That could have been my car. Thank goodness I didn't drive there because that could have been my car. That could have been me. Huh? So that was why I was kind of over that guy after that, and also can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Yeah, so yeah. This guy's car was, yeah. And at that point, I was like, shit, I should have stayed blocked. Truly, I should have stayed blocked. Could not believe it. And to top that, I know this is so messed up, but okay, so I did actually keep seeing him a little bit after that. It was so much drama and everything. You know me, I can't help myself. I love the drama. I love it. It fuels me. I love it. I eat it up. I love the drama. But the final straw with him was when not only was the trap house disgusting, vile. I remember my friend was like, Megan, you're a princess. What are you doing there? I'm like, you know what? You're f***ing right. I found a under this guy's bed. Under this guy's pillowcase. Not even his bed, his pillow. That was bye-bye. And then I see this guy at a party with my new guy. And then this guy's old girl is there and the guy he's kissing to make me jealous is there too. It was a whole mess. I could not believe it was happening. But yeah, it was horrific, horrifying for sure. One of the craziest things ever. But yeah, can you guys believe that? Insane. Craziness. You cannot make this shit up. But yeah, so that's it for my horrific dating horror stories. That's it for now. I'm sure I have a bunch more that I probably blocked out of my memory. But yeah, that was insane, crazy. One of the craziest things I've ever been through. Insane. Like, that could have ended up so much worse. I'm so sorry for his car, but a scorned woman, like, I get it. I would never do that, I don't think, but I can understand how a scorned woman is feeling. And yeah, who knows what he said to her to make her so mad. Like, he probably blocked her out of nowhere. That guy was crazy. But yeah, I'm definitely better off without him, and that was an insane thing that ever happened. But yeah, those are my dating horror stories. Comment down below if you guys have any dating horror stories. I'm so curious. Let me know which one you guys think was the worst one. And let me know if you guys need me to explain these further because I'm down to make any of these a story time. Yeah, if I had more time, this probably would be hours and hours and hours long. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween, happy holidays. I can't believe it's almost 2025. This year went by so fast. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone by. This year flew by. So many interesting interesting things have happened, and I'm so excited for next year. And I'm just so excited to keep building my podcast. Pod with Meg season 2 is out now. My Reaper vlog should be out very soon. I know, I've been working on that for so long. I am such a podcast girl. Like, gotta bring the vlogs back. I love vlogging. I love filming my life, and I can't wait to have my reality show. Honestly, it's time. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great night, day, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever it is, wherever you are. I love you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, hey, hey. And turn on notifications. Turn on notifications. Hello. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Listen and watch my podcast on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, everywhere you listen to podcasts, everywhere. iHeartRadio, Tidal, all of that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Love you all so much. Happy Halloween. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't know what else to say. But toodles, everyone. Love you all. Bye, nutmegs. And stay spooky, stay fun. Trick or treat, if you know what I mean. Love you all. Bye, everyone. Alright. Is it straight? Can't even tell. Alright. Yay! Hey. Back. Ooh. Alright. Okay, let's get this. Still my honey. I feel like my camera is kind of tilted, so let me fix it a little bit. Now it's a little bit too low. Oh gosh, what do I do? Okay, I keep on moving the camera. Alright. Guys, I don't know why I'm out of breath. I'm always on the go. It's a fast-paced lifestyle, but we love it though. Okay. What do you mean? No, I can't even speak.